Question 20.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to ask the Chairman in the Office of Fair Trading how many landlords and tenants have raised concerns about there being no agreement yet in place to cover the arrears built up during the period of protection for tenants.
Again, Mr. Perkins to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member for Arbory, Castletown and Malew, Mr. Moorhouse, for his question. As I said in my previous answer, there are 20 current ongoing queries, and as far as I'm aware, have been no other further concerns raised regarding any further agreements. And our advice has always been to try and talk to your landlord and talk to your tenant and resolve this problem amicably, because it's far easier to do that than come to a court and have an eviction or a non-payment of rent. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Moorhouse.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Chairman. In terms of this being a regular issue, it's probably been highlighted in terms of the protected periods. As a typical situation, is 20 ongoing cases typical, or is that a lot higher than you would normally expect at this time of the year for this situation?
Mr. Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a situation regarding COVID. It's no worse than what we would expect. It's probably about as we would expect it. At this time of year, we generally issue in January, we generally issue advice to consumers not to spend too much on credit cards and be careful over the Christmas period. But it isn't actually any worse than what we would imagine, and we are monitoring the situation very carefully. Thank you.
Alistair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can I ask the OFT if the OFT have had any ongoing dialogue with the Salvation Army, with the Citizen Advice and other charities in order to find out exactly, is there a problem with potential evictions going into the new year? Or is the fact is everyone who is in trouble is having this arrangement and dealing with their landlords? Because 20 people coming forward does seem incredibly low given the situation over the last few months.
Chairman to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have had no direct dialogue with the other organisations, but we are aware of one or two consumers who are actually contacting them. Thank you, Mr. President.